Genesis 25. There are 3 passages or sections. I would like to skip the first 2. Jacob and Esau. This is the account of the family line of Abraham's son Isaac. Abraham became the father of Isaac, and Isaac was 40 years old when he got married, or when he married Rebekah. Isaac prayed to the Lord on behalf of his wife because she was childless. The Lord answered his prayer, and his wife, Rebekah, became pregnant. The babies jostled each other within her, and she said, "Why is this happening to me?" So she went to inquire of the Lord. The Lord said to her, "2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you will be separated. 1 people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger." When the time came for her to give birth, there were twin boys, twins, in her womb. The first to come out was red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment. So they named him Esau, which means hairy. After this, his brother came out of the womb with his hand grasping Esau's heel. So he was named Jacob, and Jacob means he grasps the heel. Isaac was 60 years old when Rebekah gave birth to them. The boys grew up, and Esau became a skillful hunter, a man of the open country, while Jacob was content to stay at home among the tents. Isaac's the father, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau, but Rebekah loved Jacob more. So we see that Jacob seems quieter. He's younger. Once, when Jacob was cooking some stew, Esau came in from the open country, famished. He said to Jacob, "Quick, let me have some of that red stew. I'm famished." That is why he was also called Edom. Jacob replied, "First, sell me your birthright." "Look, I'm about to die," Esau said. "What good is the birthright to me?" But Jacob said, "Swear to me first." So he swore an oath to him, selling his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau some bread and some lentil stew. He ate and drank, and then got up and left. So Esau despised his birthright. Let's move on forward to Genesis 26. It is titled Isaac and Abimelech. Once again, there was a famine, and Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines in Gerar. Remember the Abimelech? He met with Abraham, and then he said, "You can stay in my land." And then he said, "Abraham, you're formidable, so let's make a treaty." And remember I said he's a king, and then they must be at about the same level. So Abraham, he's not King Abraham, but you know, by making a treaty with Abraham, because he's new to the area, right? He's new to this new land that God is promising him. Where Israel, not the modern day country of Israel, but a long time ago, you know, they after Moses, spoiler alert, a guy named Moses, and then there were a bunch of kings, they created this country called Israel. And the country Israel today was formed in 1949. So there are two different Israels. The Lord appeared to Isaac and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Live where I tell you to live, and stay there. I will be with you and bless you. For to you and your descendants I will give all these lands, and will confirm the oath I swore to your father Abraham." So, just to clarify, the Lord, sometimes when there was a famine, people went to Egypt. Remember, this is where Israel is right now, the modern day country of Israel. God was saying, don't go to Egypt. And then he said, "I will make your descendants." He says, he's saying this, God is saying, promising the same thing to Isaac as he promised his father Abraham. And remember, Abraham has passed away. So Isaac stayed in Gerar. And lo and behold, if you're reading along, the same thing happened. Some people who work for Abimelech wanted to take his wife, because, you know, Abimelech, they would say to Abimelech, "You deserve all the pretty women," you know. And they wanted to take Isaac's wife, Rebekah, because she is beautiful. When Isaac had been there a long time, Abimelech, the king, looked down from a window and saw Isaac being, I guess, sweet with his wife, Rebekah. So Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, "She is really your wife." "Why did you say she is your sister?" And earlier I said that if Isaac didn't say, like Abraham, his father, said the same thing to two kings when their people wanted to take, you know, his wife, Abraham's wife, Isaac's mother. I mentioned that sister is something like brothers and sisters in Christ. Christians are friends, you know, like they want to be friends before they get married. So Abraham must have taught Isaac to say your wife is your sister, your friend also. Not just married, but you like each other. Isaac answered him, "Because I thought I might lose my life on account of her." Then Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the men might well have slept with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us." So Abimelech gave orders to all the people, "Anyone who harms this man or his wife shall surely be put to death." Isaac planted crops in that land, and the same year reaped 100-fold, because the Lord blessed him. The man became rich, and his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. He had so many flocks and herds and servants that the Philistines envied him. So all the wells that his father's servants had dug in the time of his father Abraham, the Philistines stopped up, filling them with earth. Then Abimelech said to Isaac, "Move away from us, you have become too powerful." So Isaac moved away from there and encamped in a valley of Gerar. He reopened the wells that had been dug in the time of his father Abraham, and he gave the same names his father had given them. Isaac's servants dug in the valley and discovered another well of fresh water. But the herders of Gerar quarreled with those of Isaac and said, "The water is ours." So he named the well Esek. Esek means dispute. Then they dug another one, but they quarreled over that one, so he named it Sitnah. Sitnah means opposition. He moved on from there and dug another well, and no one quarreled over it. He named it Rehoboth, saying, "Now the Lord has given us room, and we will flourish in the land." From there he went up to Beersheba. That night the Lord appeared to him and said, "I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you and will increase the number of your descendants for the sake of my servant Abraham." Isaac built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord. There he pitched his tent, and there his servants dug a well. Meanwhile, Abimelech had come to him from Gerar. So Abimelech is a king, and he's visiting him with Ahuzath, his advisor, and Phicol, the commander of his forces. Isaac asked them, "Why have you come to me, since you were hostile to me and sent me away?" They answered, "We saw clearly that the Lord was with you. So we said, there ought to be a sworn agreement between us. Between us and you, let us make a treaty with you that you will do us no harm, just as we did not harm you, but always treated you well and sent you away peacefully. And now you are blessed by the Lord." Isaac then made a feast for them. So Isaac said, "All right, sounds good." And they ate and drank. Early the next morning, the men swore an oath to each other. Then Isaac sent them on their way, and they went away peacefully. That day, Isaac's servants came and told him about the well they had dug. They said, "We found water." He called it Sheba, which means oath or 7. I think it's Sheba. And to this day, the name of the town has been called Beersheba or Beersheba. Okay. This is a very short passage or section. Jacob takes Esau's blessing. When Esau was 40 years old, he married Judith, daughter of Beeri the Hittite, and also Basemath, daughter of Elon the Hittite. They were a source of grief to Isaac and Rebekah. Thank you for listening. Remember, keep God first. Put God first.